Hi, this is Freya with another singing tip. Today I want to talk about something really important that should pose a very huge question for each and every singer. How do you find your natural voice? If you want to find out more about this question and how you can answer this, stay tuned. So the big question is, what does your natural voice sound like? And what does it feel like? So whenever you're speaking, whenever you're talking to someone, you don't think about it much. You just pretty much do it and you just talk. You talk loud, you do it softly, you go high, you go down, you're excited. Oh, you know what I saw today? That was so awesome! And you also are relaxed. So, oh yeah, this was such a beautiful day. I had such a great time. Wasn't it great? So you don't really give any thought to it, but it's all within your natural voice. And your natural voice already has quite a range. It goes low, it goes high, it goes loud, it goes soft. But whenever you sing, you want your voice not to sound completely different. And you also want it to feel like it's your voice and you don't have to put a lot of strain on it. It doesn't sound weird and it doesn't feel weird. I've had quite a few students that came to me that I thought whenever they started singing, like, wow, what is this now? Whenever they spoke to me, I thought, well, maybe they will sound this or that way. Maybe like when they spoke, they had kind of a dark and lower voice quality. And then whenever they started singing all in head voice, very classically. And I was like, okay, where does this come from? And it all stems from some teacher in the past that has told them, for example, this one student told her, well, you are a soprano, but you know what? In reality, she has a really dark and low voice. And I was asking myself, like, how could she ever be classified as a soprano? She can hit the top notes, but she's so much better when she sings the lower notes and the middle notes. So we started practicing in her range that was close to her speaking range. And that's already the first rule that I want to give you on your way. Whenever you sing and pick a key for a song that you're singing, pick the key that is close to the range that you normally speak in. Now, of course, a song goes high and low and has quite a large range a lot of times. However, it has some notes that sit in a certain area most of the time, and you want that to feel and sound natural. You don't want it to be totally off the chart in relation to where your voice usually takes place whenever you speak. So for example, like I speak right here, and a good way to know what's your speaking range is just to slow it down in slow motion. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to speak very slowly. So my range is pretty much from about like here when I speak a little bit lower. And then when I get a little bit more excited, I'm about here. And when I get a little bit more excited, I'm right about here. And when I get even more excited, I'm right about here. But it's already very intense. So as you see, speaking is so close to singing. It's much closer than we think of it a lot of times. And we should always remember that. And you as a singer should always remember what speaking feels like and just kind of, do it in a slow motion whenever you sing. It should never feel artificial or pressed or forced. It should kind of come out easily, just as your speaking voice comes out easily. And to me, that's one of the biggest things. I enjoy singers that sound natural. I mean, natural is a term, of course, that you can argue about, but to me, natural means it doesn't sound really extremely forced and altered in relation to the person's natural voice whenever they speak or have any conversation. So if I speak here and I start singing like this, I start singing like this, I'm lowering my larynx and all that kind of stuff. That's not natural sound. That sounds kind of not like me. Maybe some other person on this planet has a sound that naturally sounds that way when they're singing, but then they probably have a totally different speaking voice than I would have. For me, the natural way to sing is also the way I speak. Like this right here. La 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 la. So that's kind of the natural range for me. And even if you do go high, it's still in your natural voice. Like if I go, oh my God, I can still sing that, oh my God. So that's still within my natural voice. So don't try to sound extremely dark. That's darker than your natural voice. Also don't sound more flat and narrow than your natural voice. Some people actually do have a very narrow speaking voice and a very light and very bright color. And if that's your natural color, then that's wonderful, and that can also be very beautiful. But the thing is, whenever you sing, it shouldn't be different from your speaking quality. Like for me, I don't have this really bright and light sound. I don't have this, oh, I sing now, this is not so beautiful for me. For me, that's kind of flat, and I feel in my throat that I'm making it extremely narrow, and it strains my throat. And I can already tell after a short while of singing that way that that's not a good way, and because that's not my natural voice color. And the thing is, if you do sing in your natural voice color, that resembles your speaking voice, so to say, that puts the least strain on your vocal cords and on this whole vocal tract, like on your larynx, on your soft palate, on your throat. And because you're not trying to push it in any extreme direction that isn't actually the way your voice naturally has to, your voice naturally produces tones. There should be an ease, and it should just come out very, without too much strain. And there's a big difference between straining and, having strain and having tension. Tension is a thing that we need to have in certain moments, in certain areas of the body. Without tension, it's kind of like you're just a rubber band and you can't do anything. But tension is, strain is a whole different thing. You don't want to put a lot of strain on your voice to where it gets tired very easily. You want to be able to sing long stretches of vocal music without feeling extremely tired on your vocal cords or on your throat, or even as a matter of fact on your shoulders, on your neck muscles, on your jaw. This is all something that should also be taken into consideration whenever you sing. Your jaw also should be in a natural position. So like when you speak, you don't go like this, but you also don't go like this. This is all extreme. You just have it in a natural state. It just falls. Gravity takes place, and also your shoulders. You don't stand up like this whenever you speak. And also, whenever you are excited about something, you don't stand like this because there's no tension in your body. So this is all part of your natural voice. This is a huge subject because I see a lot of vocal coaches that teach students, they teach every student the same thing, and actually while there are certain basics that are absolutely true and always will be true and that everybody should adhere to or at least be aware of, there are still so many things that, even those basics, for everyone, they may apply slightly differently just because everybody's voice is so unique and totally different from anybody else's voice. So that's a huge subject, and hope it helps you to just kind of figure out what you should do and what direction you should go in as far as vocal lessons and what you should do. Also, if you're a person that naturally has a very soft voice, don't go and choose repertoire that is like, I don't know, it's just this really rough and high, loud sound all the time, very dirty. Like for me, I can't really do that. I can't really sound dirty. It hurts me if I do that. So I just don't do it. It's not in my natural voice. I have a very clean and clear voice, and that's just the way it is. And I'm happy with that. So just that in mind, I hope that you continue enjoying your voice. Your voice is unique and special. Hope you have a wonderful day, and I would love for you to leave a comment if you have found your natural voice, if you think that you sing in your natural voice, or if you think you have an issue and it's not quite right and you have no problem finding it. So maybe I could even help you to find your natural voice. You have a wonderful day, and don't forget to check back next Friday when I upload another great singing tip. And if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel. And have a wonderful day. Always keep on singing and always keep a song in your heart. Bye.